I realized I've been looking for happiness in all the wrong places. Happiness isn't in the flowers, it's not in the sparkling water, it's not in the trees, and it's also not really in other people. Other people can't give you happiness consistently. To believe that you can permanently find fulfillment and happiness from other people, it's a mindset that's too atmospheric. It's to believe that your atmosphere has complete control over your happiness. But what do you get when you chase happiness with this mindset? Well, you get something sort of like this. The first step to achieving happiness is to first be present in the moment. But if I lock myself in my dorm and force myself to sit with my thoughts, my mind eventually drifts off into the future where I think about all the mistakes that I might make. But if I want to seek happiness, I sort of have to drown these thoughts out with adventure, exploration, but I don't think I'm going to find those things within these four walls. It's going to have to be somewhere outside of this place. Somewhere fulfilling. Unless I do drugs. Technically, to achieve happiness, I could just do a bunch of drugs in my dorm room and call it a day. But there's no nobility in doing hardcore drugs. If I want to go on an adventure, I want it to be pure-minded, free of any distractions. But then I ask the question of, what adventure do I actually want to go on? I mean, when I was a kid, I had lots of fun with lots of adventures, so I think the key is somewhere in my past. But the past can be a very difficult thing to look into because a lot of times I see the past in this thought loop where I think about all the things that made me unhappy, all the things that I did wrong. But that does nothing but express the urgency to find fulfillment in the present, which is where I think I need to look upon the past through a lens of nostalgia in order to find happiness. If I look back on last summer, everything just felt so much more simpler. The sky was a nice calm blue, the leaves were a nice subtle green, and the air just had such a nice tranquility to it, a tranquility in which I could find my happiness in. This winter has just felt like another level of just emptiness, especially living in the city. But I'll try to find my happiness here.
The ice rink is right over there. It's gonna be a really fun time. Very, very fun. What is up, YouTube? I'm at an ice rink, and I'm gonna get my skate on. Let's go.
As a kid, I adored ice skating. I could simply have fun.
I started skating, and I was having fun for like a bit, like 5 minutes, but then, I don't know, it wore off. I'm not really having much of a good time now.
I just kept seeing all these happy people.
That doesn't really make me happy, watching other couples be happy. I don't know. The music's not bad, it's very nostalgic driven, but I just don't really want to be here.
You know, I was thinking about giving up and just walking away, but I realized that ice skating, it's a very duo incorporated event, and I can have fun alone by myself. And I thought about what I could do to have fun by myself, and then it came to me.
It's winter time, there's snow out. I'm gonna build a snowman. As a kid, I adored this concept of building this creation with these white dust particles. It's magic, truly magic.
This snowman looks terrible. I don't like the result of it. I don't like how it looks. I don't get happiness from it as I did when I was a kid. When you're a kid, the things that you do to find happiness are so natural. If you are bored, you just do something creative and then you're not bored because you're finding happiness through being present. But now that I'm 19 and almost an adult, I feel like it's just so overly complicated. Where are we?
We're in Toronto.
Like where?
At the beer festival.
Why?
To drink beer
Right.
and have a fun time.
Have a fun time.
Beer festivals are very strange. You're just hanging around a bunch of washed up 30-year-olds with receding hairlines, and I had a pretty fun time.
At first, I was a bit reluctant about drinking alcohol since I'd be breaking my sobriety, but I caved into peer pressure and started drinking. And so 12 gin and tonics later, I ended up being too trashed to not realize that I accidentally had the camcorder on while it was in my pocket. And so the camcorder died too early for me to show all the dancing. And while I did have fun being an alcoholic, well, first of all, it's too expensive to keep it up. And also, it's not a natural way of finding happiness. I need to reconnect with nature outside of the city, outside of anything synthetic and fake. I need to find happiness in nature, something like a beach. During the summer, I went to the beach all the time, but revisiting it this winter, it just felt cold. I mean, it's winter time, it just had this emptiness to it. The beach now, it just doesn't really feel the same as it did during the summer. And in the summer, I know that I was happier. Maybe I should just accept my inability to find happiness. Maybe it's just something that comes with getting older. No, it's not, because I'm trying again. I don't give up that easily. Turns out I'm coming home for raiding week, so I'm gonna go to the beach today. Where are we going?
To the beach.
It's super foggy. What do you do to find happiness?
Like finding it. It's doing what you like to do. I think that brings you happiness.
Yeah.
Like having the freedom to just.
What if I can't find what I like to do?
Well, you must like something. Like.
Yeah, but if, I've tried stuff though, you know? Like nothing's really, like I've been happy for a bit, but like nothing's really working, you know?
Well, like you can't be happy all the time. Like you have to have your ups and downs.
Wait, why not?
It's you need the contrast. I don't know, like like there can't be daylight all the time. Like you got to have night and day, and it's like the yin yang type of thing. You got to have the balance.
Yeah. When I can't be happy all the time?
Well, you can be like relatively happy, but it's inevitable to have some sadness too.
Yeah.
That's just life, right?
Right. I never thought of it.
But like when you do feel sad, then when you're happy, then you like feel happier, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the happiness comes along.
And while yes, I have tried all these things like ice skating, animal farms, building a snowman, but it all means nothing because I'm trying too hard to be happy. When in actuality, I don't need to be happy right now. I can just be existing in this foggy beach, wherever I am, and just be. Now I could end the video right here, right now, but it's not satisfying. I need to get my one last hit of happiness. But I don't think it's going to be with this camcorder. It's too nostalgic. And nostalgia can be fine, but in this case it's counterproductive. So, yeah. And so I put the camcorder away, called it a day, and hit the hay. But something strange happened when I woke up the next morning. I went to look out the window, and there it was. That nice calm blue sky had returned. The flowers were out, the birds were singing, spring had sprung. My happiness had returned, and I think this is it. I think I have found my happiness for good. I feel amazing. This is it. This is the cure. Nope, never mind. Winter's still here. It's cold weather again. I just had that little glimpse of spring, where I was happy just for a little bit. But at least I know when it becomes spring again in full, then I'll be happy. Then I will be content and fulfilled and all that warm stuff where there's flowers and green grass. I just need to wait. I just need to wait a little bit longer. Then winter will be over and spring will be here. I'm just gonna wait. I just need to wait it out. And eventually I'll be happy.
But maybe I can pretend. Maybe, in my mind, I can create this world where it's always summertime. A world where the sky is always a nice calm tone of blue. A place where the grass always retains that nice subtle green all year long. And a place where the water is sparkly all the time.
But I don't know, maybe me creating this meditative state of escapism is an unforeseeable path of...
Dude, I don't care. Just finish the video. It's been 6 months. I don't care about happiness. Just